Hey everyone, welcome back to At the Table, the only show that asks you to pull out your chairs, pick up your books, and join us at the table as we build stuff that will probably appear on the flagship Pathfinder 2nd Edition homebrew show, Edge of Legend. But without further ado, let's introduce the two people. Dem boys, you know them well. Please, Mr. Michael Powell, tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael Powell, and you can find me on my social medias, which is at Mr. Kapow. That's MRKAPAO. And how about you, PJ?
My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.mcgaw. When I'm not here Tuesdays with At the Table and these boys, I'm here Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Edge of Legends. And now you can also find me on TikTok, again, at pj.mcgaw.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's get down to making things, because that's about as much time as we have to say that song without getting sued by Disney. We're going to be doing a creation thing today. It's been a while since I've been on the show, so it feels good to be back with all you guys. I missed you so much. The chat's blowing up. Reap Psyche flirting with PJ Uwu. What do you... Oh, I just read it. If you got the time, I got the time. You know what, Reap Psyche? I will always make time for you. So...
let us know, what do you want us to build in our next 20-minute to 30-minute portion. We could build an NPC, we could build an organization, we could build an item or something. But while we're waiting for chat for you to decide what you want us to build, let's talk a little bit about what we're looking for in 2021. And yes, I'm talking about those new playtest class that Paizo kind of said, hey, we're going to give you a little something.
Yeah. The two big things I'm looking forward to from Paizo in 2021. Obviously, number one, Secrets of Magic. I've been a big fan of the Magus since P1, and oh my god, it's so good. And I remember when we were getting ready for the charity stream, which, again, I cannot thank you all enough for the amazing support that you did for the charity stream. Sydney was making her Magus, and she's like, PJ, this class is broken as fuck. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's amazing.
Yeah. I think we actually discussed this before we came back from break. I think we're both in agreement here. Between the Summoner and the Magus, I believe we believe the Magus is going to get the most change between the two.
Yeah, I also speculate that the Summoner is going to get some change too, because the fact that they both share 1 HP bar is a devastating hamstring.
Yeah, because like I said, I play Laszlo in our Halloween month shot, and yeah, the fact that I had to share my HP was honestly, and the fact that I was able to survive until almost the last game of the month was surprising.
Yeah, I mean, thank God for that damage resistance that your occult summon got, or else, you would have been killed so much faster.
Laszlo lives.
And Laszlo lives. Yeah, the Magus, of course, is OP because, my God, it's just so much beautiful damage. But I see the chat saying that they think the next playtest is going to be the Kineticist. I think so. But what I also have a suspicion is that they're going to introduce the Inquisitor and the Gunslinger.
I know you've been talking about the Inquisitor a lot.
Mostly it's been my brain farting on how to say Investigator, but also because the Inquisitor is such an awesome variant on the Divine subset of classes. You know, you have the healer, you have the tank, they can both damage very well, but here comes the son of a bitch. Here comes the powerhouse asshole holy person. Here comes that shade of lawful evil that you have to accept as part of your society, part of your religion. It's a very interesting class.
Really quick, in our Discord, I believe I posted, one of the things I'm crossing my fingers is that they make something new. The new thing, I want to see a class, not an archetype. I want to see a class that's dedicated to grappling.
You know, I saw that in the chat, and I have mixed... I saw you say that in the chat, and I have mixed feelings because, first of all, yes, 1,000 times yes. As someone who grew up in the 80s heyday of WWF, back when it was the WWF, and of course the WCW and the War for Monday Night. I love wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love grappling. However, I feel like grappling is just one tool that two other classes have already conquered. So I feel like having a grappler class all by itself would be a little weird. I almost feel like it would work better either as an archetype or a class build of a monk or barbarian. But if they do a grappler class, then they better go 110% into that bad boy. I better see like unarmed damage for like power bombs. I better see like special effects for like chokeholds. They better go 1,000%.
That's one of my things I feel that's missing from a lot of these fantasy type tabletop games. The ability to basically do a suplex or a throw, like throwing enemies around. It's kind of missing. It's a lot of times we're kind of home brewing and wink wink nudging our own rules here for that kind of sort of stuff. But I want to see something official.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, homebrewing those rules I love because as a GM, this is now a collaborative effort on creativity with both the player and myself. We get to decide what it is you're trying to accomplish, what you want to do with that, how you want to execute it, and do so in a collaborative effort. Sydney of Hightower put that a grappling class would just be a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master, and that's potential. However, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu focuses mostly on ground game with joint locks, whereas professional wrestling, assuming you're taking the moves and actually trying to apply them with intent, is really more about blunt force trauma and kind of like hammerlock rules of over oppressing your enemy with superior strength and weight. I could see a happy marriage where you're using skill checks to knock an enemy prone and apply joint locks for, I don't know, some status debuff or even stat debuff. And then when they stand back up, power bomb them for like D10 damage plus strength modifier and momentum.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check the chat. We have Adam Generator wants a free archetype vigilante NPC. Then we got Wither King or an organization.
Yeah, I saw that. I also saw Wither King, and it's so funny that the automatic censorship mod caught it. Wither King put the tosser class, and I know what you mean. You meant the guy who just tosses people. But I love that the mods are like, oh, tosser, no gov, I'm not going to fly here. And they censored it because it thought it was English slang.
Oh, Adam Generator posted, so the Brawler? Honestly, I feel the Brawler is basically just a martial artist the archetype dedication that we got in the Advanced Player's Guide, honestly.
Yeah, the Brawler is a beautiful combination of and this is going to sound negative. It's not. I apologize. It's a beautiful combination of a hamstringed monk and what's I'm looking for, and a grapple-based fighter.
Honestly, I don't mind that because it's, in my eyes, as a nerd, as a geek who who grew up on martial arts film and Chinese soap operas in my family, a lot of the government officials back in the day in China, they knew martial arts, but they weren't like monks or religious individuals. So playing a kind of basically a monk who is not really all into the whole inner peace and all that stuff, I just want to punch really hard and throw people around. Kind of cool.
Oh yeah, well it's just like the roots of actual like Okinawan karate. We're not here to enlighten ourselves. We're here to beat your ass faster than you beat ours, so that we can live to see tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wither King in the chat put, "What's a tosser?" A tosser.
Look it up.
Oh, I'm not allowed to say. Oh, okay. But let's get back to the creation. A tosser, a wanker.
Oh, Wither King posted Mesmerist.
Yes, the Mesmerist class. That could also be kind of cool. Was Mesmerist like a variant on another class, like a variant on a bard kineticist?
I think so.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and also Adam Generator said Occultist was really fun. Yeah, honestly, one of the things I kind of want to say is yeah, we could bring back a lot of stuff we saw in 1E, but honestly, hey, we're in the 2E era. I want to see something new.
I'll say this: they did present a lot of 1E material in the archetype book. Shadow
Yeah.
Dancer, Dragon Disciple, and a few others have been in D&D since 3.5, so for like 10 years. So I love it when they reimagine this stuff in a way that makes sense for this. But oh, the Cavalier, it's
Yeah.
classic. So I love that they're paying homage to the old school, and they make it work for the new school. So I'm down for that. But
Mhm.
that has to be a secondary thought. And that
Yeah.
being said, I want to get to the primary thought, which is building something.
Oh, Wither King posted, let's make an organization of superstitious barbarian monks.
I was just getting to that. I was going to say I've been seeing a few pop-ups for an organization. Some of the stuff for the NPCs you mentioned, amazing concepts. But they sound like they're really well fleshed out. So I don't know really how much we can build on that. But let's build an organization where a superstitious barbarian monk would be. So what kind of group of people would that be that you would potentially have, not strictly only superstitious barbarian monks, but that a superstitious barbarian monk would want to join?
Ooh, I got an idea. I know
Okay.
we haven't really touched about in well your analogy of Asia in your world in Edge of Legends,
Mm-hmm.
Zin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? In a lot of these films, like Jet Li's, what is it? Once Upon a Time in China. There's a lot of sects and also a lot of organizations built around religious sects and also
Mm-hmm.
rebellion, like the White
Oh
Lotus
yeah.
Society.
Oh yeah, the Boxer Rebellion,
Hmm.
Itman. Well, did Jet Li? No, that was Donnie Yen. I don't think Jet
Yeah,
Li ever did an Itman.
I
But
mean, if you
Black
want to go
Mask,
with gangsters, the Triads, or
yeah.
Japan, the Yakuza.
Well, I believe, I don't know if it's true or not. This might just be rumor mill or mythology, but I believe the triads started from the White Lotus Society. But
Yeah,
either way,
and also there's
um,
even if you want to go more of a lawful organization, or at least it started off lawful. Japan's the Shinjigumi, which were a police organization.
yes, they came about because of the Meiji era and the fall of the samurai. We
Yeah.
were talking about this earlier. So I think that's all cool. One of the things I had an idea, and I know we talked about this a long time ago, like almost a year
Mhm.
plus, Michael, when we were building
Yeah,
your
or
character, the backstory.
really quick. I just want to throw this out also
Hmm.
because a lot of people are Wither Kings posted unbound warriors, fearless gladiators, unhindered, uncast, uh, the organization, the science of wrestling, all that stuff. I just had this just popped in my head.
Hmm.
The Mongolian horde.
I could see that.
Because I'm also envisioning.
Hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with this game or not, PJ.
Hmm.
Legend of the Five Rings.
Oh, I'm pretty familiar with that game. It's been
Yeah,
a while since I played that,
yeah,
but I
because
love it.
there's each clan is basically a different clan in Japan, in historical Japan, and then we have like the Dragon Clan who are like the monks, barbarians, and then we also have the Unicorn Clan, which is basically Japanese Mongolian horse riders.
Yeah, and then you have like the Crab Clan, which is demon killers who wear
Yeah,
heavy armor.
or the Mantis Clan who are like Asian pirates.
I want to say the Spider Clan is like the social intrigue, but one
Yeah,
of the things I want to say is that like I feel like while the Mongol horde could easily exist in this world, it would be kind of a big cut and dry organization. It's not, I'm not even sure if it's really an organization by itself.
hmm
I feel like it is a military of another organization, which would be the Mongol Society.
yeah.
So something I was going to offer up, and we can go one with the
I
other.
just wanted to put it out there because because it just popped in my head.
Oh no, and that's totally fine. The Mongol horde is an awesome get. What I was going to say was, um, so
Sorry, PJ.
no, it's fine. I'm laughing because I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you the full in-world description I had in my mind, and I'm gonna give you a stupid layman's abbreviation of it. So my idea is imagine an organization of spiritualists, of warriors, people that believe in nature and spirits, not exactly Shinto, but kind of on that cusp. They are warriors that preserve and fight the spirits of the deceased whether it's the perversion to stop the perversion or to stop them after they get perverted. They are these warriors of life and death, and that's kind of their creed. So
I could kind
in
of
the
dig that.
layman's, cool. Let me give you the layman's because that might ruin everything. Chinese Ghostbusters.
Actually, there is a movie. I think it's Stephen Chow, or God, I think it's Stephen Chow, or it might even be freaking Chow Yun Fat,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically has that is basically that idea. You know what? It's gonna take me some time to actually dig through my DVDs, but one day I'll show you. I'll let you borrow this movie. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically Asian Ghostbusters.
I love it. So what I think is cool
Oh, I
about,
was gonna say really quick.
yeah.
So kind of like, do you want them to be a religious organization or a more science based? Because religion, yeah, the whole Shinto thing you said before. But if you
Mhm.
want to go more science based, I would go with a little bit more Taoism and maybe some alchemy.
Mm. So now I think this is up for the chat to decide. Do so the name I have in my head, what when I was talking about this, was the Ghost Eaters or the Spirit Eaters,
Hmm.
because the idea was is that they would um ingest the spirits into their bodies, purify them, expel them. And sometimes that means they have to beat the spirit down enough that they could actually do that without risking harm to their body. Or they would just make the ghost disappear. And, the
Oh,
appearance of the colloquial thought would be
uh,
the ghost has
e-
been eaten. And
PJ,
mhm.
do you know what you're just kind of describing to me?
What's that?
It reminds me a lot of Werewolf the Apocalypse. Okay,
Hmm.
this group, this tribe in Werewolf are not Asian. They're actually Native American. They're the I believe it's pronounced the Yurtinka tribe, which are Native American werewolves who basically they keep and seal evil spirits. And I believe there's a subgroup who actually does kind of eat evil spirits to take them on internally.
Yeah, I think there is a werewolf tribe that does that. So, but this would kind of be like, and here's the question for the chat for Michael:
Hmm.
do we want to make this organization of the Ghost Eaters or Spirit Eaters, whatever you want to call them? Do we want to make them strictly spiritual, strictly scientific, or have it become a greater entity where now they involve both? Um,
I have a counter question with that.
mhm.
Do you want this to be a legit? This is actual. They're actual protectors. They're actual, spiritualists. Or do you want this organization to be an organization of charlatans?
Ooh. Oh. Okay, okay.
Mm.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's where I'm at. I see a marriage of both potentially because it comes down to their crusade, for lack of a better word, is to preserve the peace of life and the peace of death by removing the malicious entities from the beyond, right?
Hmm.
Now, spirits of those who come back from passing, those are spirits who were once close to someone, right? Those are spirits who were once involved in a family with people or just an animal that became whatever. So I feel like it would depend upon the work of the agent. Some agents would have to use honesty, good bedside manner, and forthrightness to be like, listen, your loved one is no longer your loved one. Somewhere in the passing process, as they went to the soul of the well of souls, their will was perverted by Thane Animus, Lord my world,
Hmm.
or whatever malice, perverted their soul. They're no longer your loved one. They are just an abomination who will cause nothing but misery. And I have to kill him and ingest him, purify him, and release him. Or you can be like, "How's it going, buddy? What's that? What's the problem? You got a headache? You got ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine about it, and don't look my way for three
Yeah,
weeks."
honestly, it goes up to this goes to chat. Do you want a group of actual spiritualists who are like, lack for a better term, they're holy men, they're priests? Or do you want more of scientists like Ghostbusters, who I believe, if we're going by the whole Asian axiom type of thing, they're like Taoists, like they kind of practice Taoism. and
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of alchemy, feng shui, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I want to because I know it's been popping up a lot, and I want to make sure that they know that I'm hearing them and I'm listening to them and I'm doing the research. Um, Adam Jenner was saying, kind of keeps going back to the anathema for this, the superstition instinct barbarian. And what's interesting is that the superstition instinct barbarian basically has to deny any magic spells um, on them. So, like, obviously, if an enemy casts a spell at them, that doesn't matter. But they cannot take a spell from a teammate. They can still drink healing potions. They can still wear magical items. Um, and let's see here. Though items that cast spells like wands are under the same restriction. So what I like is this idea that these people, these members of this group, they have to maintain this almost void-like spirit, right? As warriors and
PJ.
casters. Yeah.
I don't know if you're caught up to date on the current Doctor Strange comic books,
Ooh, no, I'm
but
not.
in the Doctor Strange comic books, was it Wong? Actually, okay, in the Marvel universe, magic is there's always a cost in using magic. Wong, behind Doctor Strange's back, created an order of monks who basically take on the burden cost. So anytime Doctor Strange casts a magic spell, which would take a huge like spiritual toll on him, it would not go to him. It would actually transfer to the secret group of monks. And when Doctor Strange found out, well, he was understandably pissed because
Yeah, I was
a
going to
bunch
say
of
that is not
innocents,
cool.
yeah, a bunch of innocents are basically paying for his costs. But Wong went, "You're the Sorcerer Supreme. We need you around as long as possible. So we have these quote unquote curse eaters who take on your burden."
Ooh, you know, the cool thing about curse eaters is that now we've opened up the spectrum to what the ghost eaters, quote unquote, can do. They don't just worry about the undead, they can worry about also the malicious side effects or the unintended
Ooh, yeah,
consequences. Like
I like that.
you've been hexed by a ghost. I'm
Yeah,
gonna eat your hex.
yeah, I like that idea. Basically, if your character is cursed for a cost, they will take the curse on themselves, and they're specialized in a way where it's kind of like they're a spiritual filtration system.
Hmm. And this is what I was saying about
It's
keeping
also kind of
your.
like that, dude. That's also kind of like that X-Files episode.
All right, so really fast because I think we're gonna get excited because we have something really interesting to
Wither
pick on
King
here.
agrees.
Yeah, let's get a name. Wither King says curse eaters. I said ghost eaters. We could use any one of those. We could try to find a neutral term like malice eaters, which sounds bad. At least I think. So let's come up with a name. Do we want to go with curse eaters? Because I that's a baller name. Or do you want to call it
I mean,
like
I would say the Curse Eaters would probably be their nickname.
hmm.
Like or I feel like this organization would be a long and store they're honored people. They, at least at one point they were honored people. You know, they would
Yeah.
have like official like maybe we're not going to use this name because it's actually a real term name, like the White Lotus Society or something.
Yeah.
The something society, the Hunger
Ooh.
Society,
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
the
ooh. Oh, okay. How about this? The Society of the White Shawl.
yeah.
So like the
Oh, so
white
really
shawl
quick.
is
So
yeah.
in the Zen world, white is basically black in the Western world. It's the basic. Well, in Asian culture, usually white is the color of mourning.
Exactly. That's why it's the white shawl
Yeah.
because you're mourning the terrible perverted spirits. You're mourning the horrible unintended consequences with the hexing and the cursing. Just that it's this
Oh,
almost like you're mourning for
PJ,
the world around
really
you.
quick.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that word? It starts with M. When you're a mortar. Um, when you take on cause, you die for your
Martyr.
cause. Martyr.
Martyr.
The Martyr Society.
Let's put some more poetry into it. What about we call it like
The
actually
sect of the Weeping Martyrs.
ooh, the weeping martyrs I kind of like. I also was gonna like add it like white shawl martyr,
Uh huh.
a white shawl martyr.
Maybe.
I don't know. I like both. I like both. Let's put it in the chat.
Or the
Uh,
order of the order of dude the order of the eternal hunger.
Hmm.
or martyr?
I,
You like
I
the martyr
really, I
better?
really think you had something with that martyr thing. Let's. I'll tell you what, chat. Get in the comments, legends. Here's what we want to ask. What do you think sounds
The
better?
curse martyrs.
The curse martyrs? Nah. No, I think we've had some really good stuff. Let's put it to chat, see what they can come up
Yeah.
with, because we have to move forward on the actual
Yeah.
build. The society of the white shawl, the white shawl martyrs, the society of weeping martyrs. Put what you thought from all the different gets that we had. The martyr of malice. Caleb, Roundskull,
The
Great
order of
Satan.
the. Oh, I want to somehow put the broken shackles or something because curses are a shackle. The blessed
Yeah,
shackles.
true, but this isn't just curses, remember. This is also spirits of the
Yeah.
undead and
Well, even
uh
then, a ghost is basically something is being held on Earth.
okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. So Caleb, by the way, are these still all barbarians? There might have been some confusion. Our apologies. We were using the get of a spirit instinct barbarian monk to create an organization. It's not that they all have to be barbarians, but we want to make an organization that spirit barbarians, monks, etc., would join into. So imagine, if you will, this kind of naturalistic, superstitious barbarian who has to keep their soul kind of in the
Yeah.
void so they can ingest curses, ingest ghosts, purify, break them down, and then release them to their rest.
Oh, the martyrs of the void.
Martyrs of the Void. Maybe I kind of like that. Wither King said the souls relinquish.
Oh no, PJ.
Uh huh.
The sect or either the sect or the order of the empty martyr.
Ooh, kind of, maybe. I like that.
Getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I want to keep society
The
because
society of the empty martyr.
yeah, because I really like that. That's an interesting name. Society of the Empty Martyr. Chat, what do you think? Society of the Empty Martyrs? Do you want to Martyrs of the Empty Shawl? Martyrs of the Empty Shawl. Oh, we lost stream for a second. Let's let chat catch up.
We're dropping some frames.
Yeah, we're dropping frames bad. Do you want
yeah.
to? You want me to relinquish host?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can figure out how to do that.
You basically go on you click on my name with the 2 dots and just make host.
There we go. Boom. Back at you. Yeah, internet's been like really crappy out
Yeah.
here for some reason.
Well,
There
we
we
start
go.
off really good. We start off really good.
Yeah. How's it going, guys? Sorry about that. We were making a quick fix on the internet. Looks like we came back and then we froze again. Woo!
Yeah.
Also, oh wait, hold on. It might just be my Twitch. There we go. Actually,
No,
we're offline.
It could be because you just end up switching to me.
Ah. All right. Let's see.
I'm dropping less frames than you, though. I will say that.
No, totally. Because like earlier in the year when it was too hot, my internet was fine, and now that it's too cold.
Do you want me to just
yeah,
restart the stream?
I mean, unless we can't just get back in.
Yeah, I think we have to restart the stream.
Sure thing.
Oh, I'm getting drop frames detected. Your stream quality may be affected.
Yeah, I'm letting the chat know right now.
So you want me to restart?
Yeah. Let's see. We are restarting stream. There we go. Oh wait, someone says it's back. I don't know who's that because it's not showing anything.
Wait. If we're back, then I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. Oh, we are back. We are back.
We are back.
I think it was just we had a little bit of a hiccup, guys.
Hey, how about that 2020 and that sweet, sweet internet, everyone?
Yeah. But anyway, well, actually, people are watching ads, so let's wait a minute or two.
Yeah. So we're gonna wait a minute or two to let everyone get caught up. And all right, Wither King says, "I'm back. You already restarted it. Yes, we did.
We actually didn't
Awesome
restart
to be
it.
here.
We didn't restart it at all.
We didn't. It just. I want to apologize to all you legends in the chat. Technology today has been.
It
not
happens.
kind.
Honestly, it happens sometimes. This happened during the summer before.
Yeah. But hey, what matters is we're back. We have this amazing organization. Let me see. The last time we checked on the name, we had a lot of awesome suggestions. Wither King was putting out there Society of the Shawl, the Shawl's Martyr, Martyr of Malice. Let's see.
The
Let's see.
Martyrs of the Empty Void.
I believe that was something you offered, which is really good too. Let's see. Oh, Adam Generator says it's summer in here. Are you Australian? Are you in Australia? I'm only asking that because I learned that in like high school that like when it's winter here, it's summer there. Caleb was on the suggested. Thank you. Thank you so much, Caleb. Martyrs of the Empty Shawl.
Adam is in Argentina.
Awesome, Argentina. Beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful culture. Thank you for joining us.
I love your barbecue.
Yeah, I like meat. I like a lot. Wither King says, last we checked, all my choices were good options. And they were. So let's do the building of the organization as like a mechanical thing. And then we'll try to come back to the names because we have to move along. The asado is awesome. Oh, I'm so hungry. Spirits augment. Maybe. So let's do this. Firstly,
The Society of the Empty Void, or the Empty Society.
I don't know. The Empty Society seems a little weird. I feel like it's just like saying, no one's here. Like if it was like an organization of like cover up, or like a CIA kind of thing. The Empty Society.
Oh wow! Ooh, that's actually really cool. Put that. That's the Zin's version of the CIA. Ministry, the Empty Ministry, the Empty Ministry.
That actually, I'm gonna give you the Empty Society, the Empty Ministry is a really awesome like Shin CIA. I'm gonna put a quick note of that. The Empty Ministry, and that's awesome because like officially it doesn't exist. Officially, like nothing's there, but unofficially there's
the agents could be called the Nameless.
Ooh, I like that. Now let's go back to the other one because that's really good. I'm making a note right now as we speak.
Ooh, Adam Generator is having problems again.
Oh no. What's wrong? Is it with our stream or receiving the stream?
I mean, I think right now it's pretty healthy on our end at least.
I do like Wither King's note. The Empty Society is the doppelganger monastery.
Actually, that would be really cool. A ministry of doppelgangers. Like I said, maybe that's the CIA with the doppelgangers of Zin.
Yeah,
they're literally men in black.
I love the idea that like the Shin employ and train a buttload of like changelings and doppelgangers in the Empty Ministry so that they can basically do anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
that's
anyway,
terrifying.
this society. We're talking about this society because we're going off a tangent and we should not because we are pressed for time.
We are so above and beyond what our schedule normally is. So let's knock out this organization. Let's put a quick bookmark in the title because we need to figure out the size, location, alignment, goals, all that stuff.
Let's go through the other stuff right now and then revisit the name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's put a bookmark in the name because there's so much more we have to put together.
Who needs time? I need dinner, dude.
Yeah, I have. For someone who is sick, I've only had two things all day, and that is coffee and water. I need to take my medicine and eat food. But also, like, hey, I'm down to talk with you guys all night. So
anyway, okay, we have Wither King going alignment. Any good?
That's a good question. So I believe. Yeah,
I think it's neutral actually, because I feel they would also take on the curses of evil people if they pay enough.
You know what? I think that would be a choice that is related to the agent or the monk or the warrior or the barbarian, whatever. I believe the overall Adam Generator. Do you need anything else besides coffee? Good point. I think it depends. Yeah, meat and coffee. I think it depends upon the agent of this organization. Because some individuals may be like, this is a duty, and if I can get paid to do it, even better. And I see some who are like, I'm above money. I believe in the cause more than I believe in finances. So I think it could, as long as
it's more of a school than an actual order, or maybe it's like a fraternity.
Maybe because I see this being like inclusive to the point where it doesn't, for lack of a better word, your class and ancestry doesn't really matter so long as you do the job and keep yourself this perfectly empty void so that you can do it. So like a barbarian could join and be like, and I think someone earlier, I'm so sorry the chat is all over the place because we had to reset some things. I think it was Rup Psyche who said that in Shintoism they believe that drinking alcohol purifies the spirit within you. So like we could easily say there's a barbarian or someone who is just blind stinking drunk all the time to keep their void pure and empty. That's just one way.
I kind of want to say, because I'm also envisioning, like I said, it could also even be kind of a druidic order where between taking on curses, for them to filter it out through their body and spirit, between curses that they take on, they have to self-isolate, which we know very, very well in 2020.
Absolutely. Also, Caleb says, I love the drunk priest trope so much. Yeah, I love priests who are good priests, but not conventional priests. So let's do this, because I feel like the best way to make an organization is one that has a clear goal with a flexible roster or flexible hiring process. So if we have the goal be simple, these people exist to basically ingest or inter negative malicious energy in the form of spirits, curses, hexes, whatever you want to put it. They ingest it so that they can destroy and purify it and release it. That is a very noble spiritual cause that can be done with alchemy, science, priests, warriors, drunks, whatever you want. So basically a cleric of Cade and Kalian. Sort of. I mean, again, the drinking is a means to an end. It's not the cornerstone of this group.
So to get back to this really quick. So alignment, really quick.
Yeah, that's where I'm bringing this up, because I believe the alignment should be flexible, maybe neutral good.
Yeah.
Ooh, neutral good.
I would say the neutral gamut. So you got neutral good, true neutral, lawful neutral, and maybe even neutral evil.
Yeah, I don't see neutral evil for this organization.
I would see neutral evil as someone who's taken the teachings and techniques to make a profit, or self-serving interest.
Generally speaking, though, there still has to be an evil deed. So, like, I feel like them doing this for money is just whatever. Like, neutral evil would be more like, I'm going to kill a guy for cash, as a very broad painting of that. So, I mean, unless they're...
Well, maybe there are some forbidden techniques which require a sacrifice.
Maybe. Well, let's do this. Let's not worry about the maybes.
Like forbidden teachings.
Yeah, I think that's very fascinating. But let's not worry about that, because those are the fringes. Those are the extremes. Let's worry about the meat and potatoes. I think neutral good to true neutral, because again, they're doing good things, right? They're healing you of your curses. They're removing the hexes on your homes. And they are getting rid of evil undead that are trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
So in theory, what they're doing is good. I don't think there's a lot of argument for that. As far as law, chaos, and neutrality, I don't believe it's chaos.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing chaotic about what they're doing. They are organized and they are peaceful.
I know this is a really quick tangent. I was going to say, maybe for the chaotic neutral or even the neutral evil, instead of curing it, they transfer the curse or the evil spirit.
See, that I believe would be more...
That would fall under the chaotic neutral or neutral evil gamut.
I don't know about neutral evil.
Like basically transferring a curse on a bad person to an innocent person, aka basically the monks from Doctor Strange.
If they do that specifically for money, I can see that being a neutral evil act. But if you paint it as people who transfer curses and hexes, I see that as chaotic neutral, because again they're doing it because they're trying to keep the peace, but they don't care about the morality of it. Neutral evil is like, okay, this very bad person is paying me to remove his hex and put it on his girlfriend. I don't care about the morality of it. I'm going to do it for the money. So that is more like a neutral evil contract to my eyes, where chaotic neutral is like, hey, what's up? Was that someone cursed you to like say nothing but swear words? Okay, cool. I'm going to put that in that child over there. Like that's more chaotic neutral, if not chaotic evil. But let's focus more upon this organization.
All right, as a whole,
opposed to creating unnecessary variance.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, neutral good to true neutral then.
Yeah, let's. Because
honestly,
let's go with true neutral, because I feel like that creates a flexibility we want.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what? One trope has actually honestly rarely been used. I kind of want to see used, especially as an Asian person.
Mm-hmm.
Like an Asian specific druidic order.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Well, let me ask you this. Just
I as a person who's been playing TTRPGs for a long time, I see this trope used very rarely, or almost even none at all.
Well, this is what I was trying to ask. Like, 'cause as I'm not an Asian person, I cannot speak to that baseline. So, or from that baseline. So, would you prefer? And I know that there's no group as a monolith. You obviously don't speak for all Asian people, but this is coming from your perspective. Would you prefer this Asian druid to just be a druid in form and function like every other druid, but it just so happens they're from an Asian setting?
Well, or
would you prefer there to be something different that's kind of makes it an Asian druid as opposed to a druid that's Asian?
I was gonna say, because in my mind now, I'm going into actually, yes, I'm an Asian, but I'm also I'm not a Southeastern Asian, like, Indian or anything like that. But I'm now just envisioning, because as we're talking, this India, basically holy men from India.
Well, see, that's what I think is great. This society, because right now, as far as size is concerned, I'm choosing regional. Because what that gives us is that it could be an entire chunk, like a little chunk of the world. They're not all over the world. There's no reason, unless a member of this society went to Adolf on Prime, there's no reason they would exist in Moss and Adolf on Prime.
Because I'm now envisioning like these holy men from India who are also semi-hermits, because as we said before, maybe between like when they take on a curse, for them to filter out, they have to go into kind of a self-isolation in nature.
I feel like, well, let's do this. The machinations of the execution at this point are super exciting and interesting, but not relevant to the creation of the total organization. But what's cool is that, like, we can have moments in the show where you guys meet these people and you can learn the different ways this organization does this. Yeah. But right now, let's just worry upon building the organization. Also, Wither King, you're awesome. Don't worry about taking up the chat. Everything you're saying is helpful and it's awesome. And thank you.
So anyway, yes, I agree with the whole neutral good to true neutral for alignment. I guess our next one would be size.
Yeah, so for size, I thought about regional because, like I was saying earlier, it makes sense to me that this organization, whatever we decide to call it, would exist beyond the Great Divide. Right, the part of the world, Lord my world, the part of the world where the people of Shin, Oriyasu, Gojo, and a bunch of other people say we're not going to enter the Dragon War because we worship the dragons. They are our gods, as well as our ancestors and the spirit. So we're not going to participate. And they did a spell that literally ripped this continent so that they could all live in this isolated peace and be neutral in the war against the dragons. So I can kind of see that entire chunk of the planet, but just that chunk of the planet, kind of participating in this with different local cultural ways of keeping one's void pristine and dealing with curses, hexes, and ghosts.
Yeah. Really quick, what are the sizes again?
Right. I'm glad you asked. So I'm looking at the book right now. Sizes come in where they are here. So sizes measure approximate number of members Small is 100 or less. Medium is 100 to 1,000. Large is 1 to 5,000. Huge is 5 to 10,000. And gargantuan is 10,000 plus.
I would say, because if we're going with an order or sect or something like that, I would say maybe a medium.
I could see that. Yeah, they wouldn't be stacked like an army.
Yeah.
But they would have enough members.
Yeah, and they're
that they
spread.
could
I
actually
kind of view them. They would be spread out, almost like Jedi's, where they have a master and apprentice.
Yes. Well, and also that speaks to like the kind of culture of the priest and the acolyte, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the priest who does the job, the acolyte who helps them and learns how to do the job along the way.
Yeah, and it could be one of the things where, to become a full member, you have to teach someone the way.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way.
This is the way. Yeah, there's a great meme. I'm not going to say because I don't think it's appropriate. But still, so we have alignment neutral, which gives us some wiggle room on how each agent of this society, whatever, does the thing. But their crusade is very neutral / neutral good. We just want to purge the heretic spirit.
But nicely.
Yeah, nicely. They're doing so with stuff. So the size is regional beyond the Great Divide. I'm thinking there might even be some spillover on the opposite side of the Great Divide within the southeast continent of Acadia.
Because honestly, now I'm also envisioning it. You would be a really cool class to play this as an oracle.
Yeah, like a Shinto oracle.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Well, here's the cool thing. This could go for any class: Shinto oracle, superstitious barbarian, monk. You could even be like a witcher and be like a fighter type who believes in this and meditates on this, and you go out and your specialty is counter hexing or counter cursing and slaughtering ghosts.
When the Inquisitor class finally comes out.
Yes, I was just gonna say, I think we just invented like the pure Asian witcher.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that representation. Hell yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up because it's 6:30 on the West Coast, and we have gotten to the alignment and the size, and that's it. So other traits. Let's see here. Oh, scope.
We don't even have a finalized name.
No, we have to finish that. So we have the scope in influence. We have the size, the title, organization synopsis. We kind of have the organization synopsis. Still don't have the name. Goals. I mean, the goal. I always feel like this redundant. I feel like the goals kind of are the synopsis of the organization.
I would say basically their goals would be to neutralize malicious spiritual entities.
Yeah. Oh, entities and energies, because I feel like cursing and hexing is an energy and not an entity.
Sure.
Let's see. Goals and synopsis.
Wither King, who needs food? I need food. Have you seen my Instagram?
Oh my God. Let's see, to purify and
Reef Psyche posted, when Gunslinger finally drops, you get a ghost sealing cowboy.
I love that. I'm just imagining this like
a hex gun.
I'm imagining like a Chinese or Japanese like cowboy Jonah Hex who's all like yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Ghost, pow 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 pow. Oh my God.
Or what was that the remake of the Magnificent Seven? One of them was an Asian character who was really skilled, who was basically faster with a knife than a bullet.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to remember. It was the Mag 7, the first Mag 7.
I think the actor was played by a musical performer called Rain or something.
Was this in the new Mag 7 or the first Mag 7?
I think no. This was an old movie a couple years back.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is the one with Chris Pratt in it as the
Yeah.
There
was a scene with the Asian cowboy actually doing a showdown, kind of a corral. Who showed him, I'm just as fast as your gun with my knives.
Yeah, he was an Asian actor, did a great job. I'll say this: the Magnificent Seven and the Seven Samurai, all three of those movies are amazing movies.
Wither King.
Hey,
we have
you
derailed
yourselves. We have. Let's focus on this. Okay, so the goals and synopsis: to purify and purge evil and corrupted entities, and to preserve the peace of life and death. All right, so we've kind of figured out what this group's about, and what their goals are. Now we have to figure out headquarters. Is there a central headquarters? Is there like a central temple, or is it just a series of temples across the region?
This is my suggestion. Is like I said, because they're so spread out. There's only 2 members at a time, a master and an apprentice. Maybe there's no central physical place, but maybe once every few years they have a gathering of sorts, of sharing ideas and techniques and anything that's pressing that needs to be decided as a whole.
So there is, while there is kind of a series,
it's like a wizard's conclave or something like that, or you
yeah,
know the word I'm looking for, right?
Yeah, conclave. So
Conclave,
it sounds, or like a summit, if you will.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like there's a series of temples all throughout this region where you can be trained, where, you know, obviously it's not just for the training of this one job. It's for religious practice, peace and enlightenment, but also this. But somewhere in the greater series of temples, there's one building that serves as kind of like the meeting place.
I would actually disagree. I would say there are no real physical permanent temple or anything. Maybe, if anything, at the most, because I kind of also see them as their, what's the word, pious, where they ensue earthly desires or something, maybe. And perhaps instead of temples, they have hidden shrines. Like little shrines, like literally, they're kind of like the size of a mailbox.
Okay, so let me ask you this: would this be a secret society, or would this be just a quiet society?
A quiet society. I would say it makes sense for it to be a quiet society.
Okay, so then let's put that into play, because I think what we can do here is safely say there is no central headquarters, but there are quiet rooms. Nothing's done in secret, but everything's done in sort of an unmentioned stoicism.
Yeah.
When when one of these society members goes to a temple and prays, everyone's like, give him space. That dude is a sponge for evil. Just give him room.
Yeah, but if anything, like their actual quote unquote temples are like mailbox size, like little shrines. Because I'm trying to know that I'm forgetting the name in Japan. They have these little wooden shrines with a little like stone monk statue with a bald head. They look like children. That's how I'm kind of envisioning. It's just like kind of like randomly dotted in the isolated countryside.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of great stuff in chat too, talking about like,
I like Wither King's thing, selfless workers of the wheel.
yeah, very much so. Selfless workers. I think 'cause you kind of have to be a little selfless to literally ingest evil energy.
Yeah, because I also see like regular people, when they see them, they call them when they need them, but also when they don't need them, they see them as quote unquote unclean. Like they're afraid that, you know, that dirtiness might rub off on them.
Let's for a minute talk about the idea of like being empty, like being a void, a pure void. I think, because this organization could spin off into an amazing archetype. I think these members, because they're such a perfect void, would just generate this aura of unease and uncanny valley. So I don't believe they see them and go, oh, they're evil. They look at them and go, you friggin' spoopy, dude. I can't hang around you. You're unsettling.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I want to add, there's also a lot of misconceptions kind of floating around. Like things that aren't true, like just over time. Because of perhaps that uncanny valley type of thing. They're people shit talk, basically. People shit talk. And over the generations, those misconceptions are just built up. You know how a small lie could build up becoming a bigger lie?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm kind of viewing it as well.
Okay. So what I have here is for the going back to the headquarters. They have none, but the agents will often meet or pray at the myriad of temples in remote countrysides.
Yeah.
So there is this removeness. Wither King says +1 Reaper. Reap Psyche says, or like the sanctuaries of the Dark Brotherhood and Elder Scrolls. Yes, but probably with less. Remember the Dark Brotherhood, less assassination stuff.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
more like exorcist priests.
yeah. Withered King asks, who has seen Dorada? I don't think I've seen
I don't think
Dorada.
so. Me neither.
Let's see here. Headquarters, key members. I'm not going to go into key members because I feel like that's
I feel
that's
that
amazing.
there should be only one really key member, and that is the head of the society.
Maybe, but let's just say this: that involves creating NPCs.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
ain't got that kind of time.
We're not going to create. I'm just saying. Just put down head honcho.
Yeah, enemies. I mean, ghosts. Assets. Ooh, these people. They, aside from what they need in their religious practices, I cannot imagine them having any assets.
You know what? How about we put a little mystery in it? Nobody knows what they do with the money or gifts the payment that they receive. Nobody knows. Maybe down the line we could have like some sinister reveal, but right now, just nobody knows.
All right, I'll just say it's a secret. See, now I'm imagining. I don't know why my brain went this route, but now I'm imagining an Asian John Constantine like punching ghosts with like special holy brass knuckles. Yeah.
Holy hand wraps.
Holy hand wraps. I mean, there's plenty
Blessed
of them.
holy hand wraps.
That's a cool thing because they're magical. I believe they don't have ghost touch, but they can have ghost touch.
Oh,
but
God.
I think they bypass some of the damage
Okay,
reduction.
because we talked about this before in Warhammer. You know they have the paper talisman and everything? Maybe it's just a really, really long strip of paper talisman that they wrap around their hands.
Dude, well, you have those amazing like sutras that they
Yeah.
put. So like you could totally just have
The
like
prayer sutras.
yeah, just a bunch of prayer sutras wrapped around your knuckles, and you're like, all right, ghost, let's have a round. Bah!
I'm not even seeing a punch. I'm just seeing like it's an open palm slap. I will slap the evil out of you.
I will slap the flavor and the ghost out of your body. Let's see.
Okay, I'm just using this term as in this case, the holy pimp slap.
I'm just imagining when The Rock would when he would like do the 3-punch, and then he'd run back or fade back, spit into his own hand, and then slap the guy so hard he gained air.
That has to happen. They literally they use their holy spit to activate the sutras.
All right, so we have this organization down to a T. Now all we have to do is the hardest part. We have to give it a name. We had a lot of really great names back in the chat a few minutes past. If you want to scroll back and look at them, go right ahead. We had, the Society of the Weeping Martyr, Society of the White Shawl, Society of the Martyr Shawl.
Maybe the Sect of the Empty Void?
Sect of the Empty Void.
I kind of like that. It kind of flows.
It's interesting.
Oh, we got Adam Generator posted a nunchaku made out of a high priest femurs.
I love that.
Carved with prayer sutras.
That is like Demon Souls AF right there. You know what I mean? Or like oh god, what is it? Ghost Die Twice. Like Sekiro Ghost Die Twice. Like these are the holy femurs of a dead Shinto priest warrior that we've ripped from his corpse and made into nunchucks. Metal and unnecessary. Yep. But all right, here we go. Woohoo! Anyway, so let's go with a name. We talked about the Void. I think we shouldn't focus on the Void for the name because the Void is really, for lack of a better word, it's the way. But it's not who they are. You know, they're not the Void. They just keep themselves as a Void. Sect of the Empty Soul.
The Sect of the Empty Martyr.
The Sect of the Empty Martyr. Well, see, I like that, but what are they a sect of? All religions?
No, of this religion in general, of
Mm.
wherever where they get their teachings from. Because a sect, I believe, can also be just a offshoot of a greater religious order.
Generally speaking, yeah, but I think then we have to decide what religious order they're breaking
I mean,
off
that we
from.
can just decide later on.
I mean, yeah, true, 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 true. Um, and I feel like since they all do it a little differently, a little different
Yeah.
because they have their colloquial culture, then you would have like the bigger organization and then the agents within that culture. So I almost feel like the society works better because you can have different cultures in a society or a way, even, but
I
it's
mean, the Order of the Empty Souls also kind of rolls off the tongue.
true. I do like Wither King's empty soul
I do
get.
want their nickname to be the Curse Eaters, though. It's like a like a kind of an insult.
No, I definitely love the derogatory reference being curse eater. Like, oh, you curse eaters are all the same, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
like,
hope you like
what did you
nightmares
call me?
because I'm gonna give you nightmares for like a month. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
No, I love the nickname curse eaters. I don't. Maybe that's like what the agents are called. No, no, it's kind of
I just like the
derogatory.
fact that it's an insult. Honestly, I like just
Yeah.
like it's not what the agents are called or anything. It's just the public. That's what the public calls them behind their back.
Excuse me. Maybe. Well, let's table that because I think we both agree
Yeah.
curse eaters is a good name. But let's come up with like the organization name.
I mean, the
We've
Order of
had
the Empty Soul, because we pretty much insinuated that this is at least a semi-religious group
absolutely, absolutely. So we have order, we
or
have
sect.
way, yeah, sect. I like order better, and I like that because it feels like it is not an offshoot of something; it is a collection of something.
Mm.
And the whole idea of it being an offshoot kind of confuses me because I'm like, okay, well, what are they an offshoot of? And it's a whole thing. I like order of the whatever, order of the
Hmm.
empty soul, or
Because I wouldn't go with society, because society more kind of terms that it's a organized
yeah.
non-religious group.
So how about this? What if we say the way of the empty soul martyr?
I mean, that we can name that as the archetype if we go turn into archetype. Honestly, I
Oh, okay. No, no, that actually works. So we could say the way of the empty soul, and then if you are the archetype of it, you are an empty soul martyr. And
no.
then
I'm actually reversed that. I was gonna say Way of the Empty Soul is the name of the archetype. The
yeah.
group as a whole would be the Order of the Empty Soul.
Okay, well, I mean, if you order and what, well, All right, so here's the thing, because I feel like order is also still a little too organized.
Or honestly,
It's like it's a
honestly,
collective
the
organization.
yeah, I mean the having the archetype also be being called the Curse Eaters also kind of works.
True.
It's
Okay,
like you're
so
owning that, like you're taking back the name. You're owning that insult.
see, I like that as like the agents. But let's do this because we are
Yeah, we are.
compounding a bunch of lore,
Yeah,
and we're wasting, well, not wasting, but we are
we
derailing.
are. Yeah, and I'm
Um,
hungry. I don't know if you guys can hear. My stomach is growling.
yeah, I need to take medicine. I need to eat food. So Wither King is saying order sounds good. The titles are argued over by the society as well. You know what? I kind of like that. So let's just go with the order of.
Oh, I know this is too late, but I was gonna say the Order of the Hungry Soul.
Um, I mean, again, it's only one aspect of it. Like it's the whole eating the stuff. But I like it. I like the Order of the Hungry Soul. I feel like, well, also we talked about this earlier. We thought it'd be really cool, like a year ago, when like one of the gangs, one of the
Mhm.
mafias in
Oh
China
yeah,
could be like the Hungry Ghosts,
yeah.
the 8800 ghosts, Hungry Ghosts. So let's just do either the Order of the Empty Martyr, or because again, like I feel like if
You know
we name
what?
it after one aspect of what they do, we're
I mean, worst
not.
comes to worst. We'll discuss it.
Yeah.
We'll continue the discussion on our next episode.
No, it's. I'm gonna put a placeholder. We'll talk about it later. But Adam Generator, yeah, it's getting late.
Hmm.
You have a great night, man. You have a great night, human being. Sleep well. And I'm going to let's see. Order of the. Um. trying to get rid of all the fall off my thing. Let's just go over the whole thing. So the Order of the Empty Soul. Let's just call it that for now. Or the Order.
Subject and then asterisk subject to change.
Yeah, the Order of the Empty Soul. Let's see. So it's a neutral alignment, size regional to basically the Great Divide. Medium, they have 1,000 members. Their goals and synopsis: to purify and purge evil and corrupted energies and entities, to preserve the peace of life and death. They must
preserve balance.
Yeah. Yeah. They must keep their spirit in a pure void to do the task and must reject the spells of allies to do so. Also, drinking to remove impurities left behind, and meditation to further purify or purge. Headquarters, they have none, but agents will often meet or pray at the myriad of temples in the remote countryside. Their assets are secret. Their accepted alignments are any neutral. And their values, I guess, are basically the people that they wish to protect through this religious acumen.
Asterisk subject to change.
Let's just leave values blank for now, because I feel like we're trying way too hard to be creative that we're not.
We don't have the time.
We're trying so hard to be creative that we're not allowing ourselves to live in the space of creativity that we have already created. So we have an organization. Thank you so much for everyone in the chat. We're gonna do our goodbyes, everyone. Mr. Michael Powell, once you get us started, who are you and where can we find you on that sweet, sweet internet?
Well, you can find me all over the internet, such as my social media handle, which is at Mr. Kapow, that's MrKapao, or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff, such as my YouTube channel, which is called Fantastic Tales of Adventure. Or on Thursdays at 6 p.m., I'm usually on the Toyzilla Network Twitch channel as a host to Toyzilla Live, where we talk about toys and nostalgia. And how about you, PJ?
Well, you know me, I'm PJ. You can find me everywhere on the internet at pj.mcgaw. When I'm not here Tuesdays at the table with Mr. Michael Powell, and hopefully when life gets a little less crazy, our friend Ian Vaughter. I am here Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as the GM for Edge of Legend. And we're going to be coming back to the main story. Thank you so much for those who tuned in to us wrapping up the charity. And a humongous thank you to everyone who's there for the charity stream and supported with viewership and supported with your amazing donations. But we're getting back into the Edge of Legend proper as the heroes have to leave Molly Moss and continue on their adventure to stop the Green Army. Also, my social media. I've started a TikTok. For the next couple of days, I will be your December dad. If you've had a problem with family relatives or holiday loneliness or whatever, please find me at pj.mcgaw on TikTok, and I will send you a personal message, if you don't mind me tagging you, saying, hey, champ, I'm your dad, and everything's going to be A-okay. And that may be subject to change in January. But that being said, thank you so much for joining us here at the table. We've created an amazing organization, and I can't wait to put it into the world of Edge of Legend. And until next time, we're going to see you same Nat time, same Nat channel here at the table.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.